Hey, welcome to Two Dads, Six Daughters. It's our weekly show. Myself, we being Tony Scott, and that, of course, is my dude, Mark Clark. What's up, man?
What's up, hombre?
Man, nothing, man. Everything's good. How the girls?
Man, the girls are great. Everything, family is family's banging, man. The grades
Yeah,
looking good.
yeah.
No real drama, So
hmm
I can't complain, man.
I heard that.
How about you, man? How those geniuses you got?
Everything is good. Maria scored some kind of ACT eighth grade thing, and out of 25, she scored a 24.
Okay.
And she's going on a college visit tomorrow to Wash U.
Whoa.
That's done through the school though. So, and they put you depending on what your grades are right now. Like some kids got sent to some other schools. Some schools got sent. Some kids got sent to some smaller colleges that are
Somebody,
easier
couple
to
making
get in.
little Lincoln Land Community College visits for some, like me.
Yeah,
Here you go, sir.
yeah, yeah.
Lincoln Land Community College. Everybody can go.
That's right. That's right. So
Not
that
that there's anything wrong with that.
not there's anything wrong with that at all. Olivia is Olivia, pushing through and
Clocking scholarships left and
clocking
right.
scholarships. Yeah, and AJ is fighting a thing of colic with the baby, man. So,
Oh, okay, okay.
so
Well,
that's the thing, man.
diversity there.
Yeah, a little diverse, man. So Maria, who is my 14-year-old, tells me yesterday, actually the day before yesterday, what if I brought home a guy that sagged and had a can of beer? I'm like, well, why are you asking that? I just want to know. I said, but you're 14. I'm just curious to know. I said, well, I think I'd be mad at you.
Okay, all right.
I'd be disappointed in you because apparently you're not aiming high enough.
I like the fact you rode with kind of a sagging and a can of beer.
And a
It's
can
kind
of
of,
beer. It's like, what is that? What is that about, man?
it's kind of. She kind of, yeah. She kind of went. She went back to Dad's hometown with it.
Yeah, yeah,
Old
yeah.
school. A can of beer.
A can of beer.
What?
Yeah, some Falstaff or
You
something.
know,
So yes.
shit. A Paps and he's sagging. Like what?
Now I know you heard about the Nellie Spellman College thing.
What? No, I have not.
Well, about the years ago the tip drill and how the
Yeah,
ladies there protested and all that, and
yeah, yeah.
there have been some reports where he said that cost him his sister's life because there could have been a bone marrow donor there, but they were never able to do it and
Okay.
things like that. And we'll never know if that part's true or not. But I understand the pain he's coming from, right? Because when my ex-wife had leukemia, finding her a bone marrow donor was, it's a difficult thing to do.
It's a very sobering moment.
Mm-hmm.
I have I was on the board of the Red Cross for many years, and one of our members, her daughter, she's like 12 now. But like you said, when people, it's one thing to talk about it, but when you have to do it for real to be about it. And
Mm-hmm.
so her church, she said she did a blood drive, a marrow drive / blood drive at her church for her daughter that she grew up in the church. It
Mm-hmm.
was like 4 people, dude.
Yeah.
Four
Yeah. Four
people
people
told her.
showed up.
These are people that knew this child since she was born.
Man.
But I think that speaks to how hard it is to get people to step up. But so
Yeah.
yeah, and the pain, I'm sure, for Nelly. So how did it raise his ugly head again? Though? How did the tip drill?
Well, he was on Huffington Post Live, and
Okay.
they brought it up and asked him about it, and it's kind of like open up some wounds, I think. And like I said, I understand where he's coming from. Is he overreacting with his anger towards Spellman? You know what? Maybe, but it can be understood. I can understand why he'd be angry because I mean we'll never know.
Well,
But
but did he?
what we do know is that his sister passed away.
Yeah, but did he talk about the irresponsibility of also
The tip drill video.
the credit card on the booty crack? I mean,
Well, yeah.
what
And the
about that?
thing, well, he says that there was a time and place to talk about that, but I was trying to solve this issue right now with my sister. This wasn't the time. I think is what his point was.
Okay, so that's what they protested him
Yeah.
time when he was trying to do something positive that could
Right.
possibly save his sister's life. And
Right.
I do think sadly, we do kind of have those kind of disconnects going on a lot in the black community.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's kind of like we're a lot of times we're barking up the wrong tree at the wrong time, which I don't know if you can combine sayings.
But let me ask you this though, man.
There's a time and a place for barking. I mean, I don't know.
But here we go, man.
Yes.
How would you react if that were your daughter who's behind, he swiped that credit card through? How would you react to that? That's your daughter, man, and
Well,
and she didn't even tell you.
yes.
Someone says, "Yo, man, check this out, man, check this out," and you're sitting there like, what, you know? And they say, "No, no, no, keep watching," and bam, that's your
Well,
daughter's booty right there that he's swiping a credit card through. As a father, how would you feel about that?
well, Tony, it's interesting you said that. Not that I saw this video at the gym today, and this young lady reminded me of Olivia, and it was a fitness workout thing, and I thought about our girls who happen to be in the arts and dance and things
Mm-hmm.
like that, and it wouldn't be far fetched for them to do, industrial videos involved with fitness or dance,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, if that were my daughter, I wouldn't be mad at him. I would be upset with her. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It's like I had a friend who was dating a young lady back in the in Virginia, back in the Pumps and a Bump video. No, it actually was
Rump shaker.
Rump Shaker, and she was a pre-med student. And he actually, he didn't really break up because of that, but he kind of like faded on her when she was obsessed with getting in that damn video. She's in pre-med, and she wanted to get in the Rump Shaker video. And he was like, I mean, obviously they were dating. They were kicking it. So
Mm-hmm.
he couldn't say you can't do it, but he just
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, and kind of did the old check mark and kind of faded on her because he was like, wow, who does that?
Right.
And I think today, Allison and I happen to be looking at these videos for whatever reason, just to see what the kids are doing. And every video was a girl in a swimsuit. It's the same, she's in a swimsuit. She's covered in oil. She's covered in whatever. She's crawling on the ground. She's, it's all about her ass. It's like these images are objectifying our girls. And then, how can you, like you said, how can you expect to be taken seriously if you're in that video? So back to your original question, Tony, my beef would be with my daughter.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
do you expect to be taken seriously when you're a damn ATM swipe device in
Yeah.
another video,
Right.
which
Yeah.
didn't even chart, by the way. The song,
No.
if it was a
No.
hit,
It was a hit because of the video, right?
yeah,
Or if you can call it a hit, it was popular because of the video.
yes. Well, we're still talking about that scene, a decade later.
Yeah. 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 That's just one of those things.
And
man.
you, Tony, if it was your daughter,
I would be really angry with my daughter.
what would
Because
you say? What would you say? I'm your daughter. What happened?
yeah. Oh man, I would say, what were you thinking? Well, are you that thirsty for fame that you got to let somebody put a credit card down the crack of your behind?
Dad,
That's how
it
thirsty
was
you
just a
are.
Video, Dad. I got paid. It wasn't a big deal.
But there's good money. They're not all good. Not all money's good money. That's not good money.
What's the big deal, Dad? I'm in college. I got a full ride. What's the big deal?
You're demeaning yourself. You're selling yourself short. You're not reaching high enough.
Nobody knows who I am. What are you talking about?
I know who you are. You'd be surprised who doesn't know, who knows who you are. And plus, on top of that, you're my daughter, right? And I have a standing in this community too.
So it's about you, not about me.
No, it's not about me. It's about you and you representing yourself.
Oh, Dad, let's just agree to disagree.
Leave my house. Get your naked ass out of my house. Man, I don't know.
And you
man.
know what? Give me back my credit card.
Give me back my credit card. No, you keep the card. I'm just going to have it turned off. That's all it is, man. So Barbara McCullough wants to know about buying presents for your daughters. Do you give your daughters a gift card or do you buy them actual presents? I think it depends on how old they are.
Yeah, and also, yeah, you kind of, yeah. Olivia knows she'll be getting a couple months after Christmas.
Yes.
Her Christmas gift card from Uncle Mark.
Yeah. Well,
Yearly.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
some years Maria also.
Yeah. It's usually every other year, but yeah.
And it comes maybe 30 days after Christmas or something.
Well,
But yeah, I think that, to be honest, nowadays, I was thinking about that, like the rules. Social media, I think, has changed the rules in a lot of ways. In that, I know it used to be kind of gauche to give a gift card or give money or whatever, but I think nowadays it's kind of like that freedom that comes with it. I think, I think it's not as, I don't think people frown as much as they used to.
I think it's more of a bad idea to give money to your spouse.
Yep.
because your spouse wants you to put thought into what you're giving them. The kids,
Depending on the situation.
I think little kids like your youngest, she probably still enjoys opening presents.
Yeah.
Whereas like Sydney, who's soon to be 13, is probably almost at that point where a gift card is still pretty cool. You know,
Yeah.
gift
I
cards are
like
pretty
shopping.
cool.
In fact, they all like shopping. My
Yeah,
baby is the one who saves the most.
yeah, good for her.
So she would be the one who would save it and then lord it over her sisters.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
got $300, that kind of thing.
Val wants to know about choosing schools that are best for your children. She's talking about colleges.
Hmm.
Best for your children, not what the parents want. How do you handle that? I say this because I recently went through this with Olivia, and the whole time Olivia was trying to decide what school she wanted to go to, and she would ask us, which school do you want me to go to? I would tell her it doesn't matter to me. You know, the most important thing to me was I wanted her to be excited about opening up this chapter of her life, her college years. I wanted her to be excited. I didn't want her to go to a school that I wanted her to go to. I mean, she looked at schools in Chicago, and I have to be real honest with you, I wasn't very happy about that because Chicago, as we all know, is in the news for what? They done lost their damn mind.
Hmm.
I'm just keeping it real. That's the reputation that it has, right? And people were saying, well, the school's downtown, it's near the Magnificent Mile, and they really police presence is there. That didn't work for me. Okay, but I didn't say anything. I never told her. That's
Because
where
Tony, guess what?
Hmm.
You live in St. Louis. Okay, the world's deadliest city. So yeah.
Well, and then she talked about the University of Houston, which was fine, but it was so far away. But I didn't say anything because I wanted her to pick the school she wanted to go to, and at the end of the day, she chose a school that's like 14 miles from the house.
Yeah.
So I would say that you got to let them choose. I don't think you should steer them one particular way or the other. That's just me.
Well, yeah, we have Allison would love, and we start to indoctrinate the kids for Hampton. Allison's by the way, Allison inducted into the Hampton Hall of Fame.
Well, very good.
If you go to Hampton, you can go to the communication department and see her lovely bust there. Her face.
Okay. Why did you just put her boobs up there? What is that about?
Look at these. But, I think, so yes, we would love for them to go to Hampton, even if it's just undergrad. But again, yeah, I think they have to. One of the things that's important, I believe, like you said, Tony, when you're opening up the next chapter, is they have to start taking like some personal responsibility. They're not doing it for us. They're doing it for them. I think it's important, even before college, to really start getting your kids to understand that. I think sometimes parents, what we do is we do the old Jedi mind trick. We boss them around, making all their decisions. And then when they get to a certain age, you're like, why are you looking at me for? Because you just bounced me around my whole life. I haven't made any decisions.
That's a great point, man. That's a great point.
And then, and I think that's used to be one of my pet peeves in driving in a car with somebody. You don't know the way. They're telling you every turn.
Mm-hmm.
Turn right, turn left, turn right, turn left. Then you look at them for that last piece of advice and go, don't you know how to get there? What?
Well,
it's out of the same way with the college. The same way with that. If your kids participate in it, like you said, what I thought was interesting, Tony, was you wanted her to be excited, but Olivia was concerned about the cost.
Yeah.
So it was kind of delayed her excitement.
Yeah.
Then when she got the scholarship, she finally became happy about it.
Yeah, she was all in.
That's pretty revealing too. How much she.
And I would tell her, like last night she sends me a text. She goes, because I set her up with a printer at school. She's like, how do you print in black and white? And I said, there's a setting on top. She couldn't figure it out. I says, well, do you have to print it in black and white? She goes, no. She goes, I just wanted to, trying to save the ink. I said, don't worry about the ink, man.
Right.
Don't worry about the ink. We get more ink, man. Just get it done, man. Don't worry about that. Let me worry about that. Honey, we won't be eating this week because Olivia needs some ink. Come on, man. That's not the deal. But yeah, it's one of those things. But she was always concerned about the cost. And I said, you let me figure that out. And we had already started paying on her tuition when she got the $100,000 scholarship. So
that's great, man.
Yeah, we've been working it out and made some budget cuts, man.
Yeah.
So a formerly renowned Los Angeles elementary school teacher has been sentenced to decades of hard time. All right. after pleading no contest to performing lewd acts on children. Now, hold on a second here. Mark Burnt, who's 62 years old, entered a no contest plea on 23 charges, mostly for engaging in tasting games with third graders, in which he had children eat cookies that were laced with semen.
When I saw this story, I said, "This is classic Tony Scott."
What? I don't do that.
You like the weird? No, you just like the weirdest stories. My God, Tony.
This is somebody who I'm gonna look into having them taken out in prison.
Well,
Who
first of
know,
all,
who knows somebody?
Your essays are in their 80s, so back off. Okay, your crew is now on the prison Medicare system. Let them rest.
Oh man, come on, man. I mean, you've got to have consequences and ramifications for this man right here. Something's got to be done.
You got to call the hammer, man. You gonna call
I got to call the hammer, man. We got to pull the hammer out and we got to get him in there, man, and take care of that. That's crazy. You can't do that. You can't get away with that with just prison time. You get more. You have something. You have to. I got to cut you. That's the rule.
Well, in prison, he'll get the short eyes crew.
Yeah,
take care of those guys. So short eyes, guys like this guy, they'll handle them.
Yeah, you're right.
There's a certain code,
Right.
Hey,
right.
Yes, I murdered my whole family, but damn it, you're a sick man. And the dog.
Another question on our Facebook page says, high school ladies, girls dating, what age to begin, or do you keep discouraging it?
We've discussed 17, I believe, actually.
Yeah, so 17 is about the age. But I tell Olivia's 18, will be 19 next year, and I tell her, there's no hurry, man. Take your time. Let me
tell you, your time's getting short. You've been riding that a long time, man.
She's only 18. There's plenty of time.
You try to do it nonchalant too. Hey, there's no rush, honey. In the back of your mind, you look at her every time you see her reaction. There's no rush, honey. she's still going for it.
Yeah, well, actually, she's like into her dance.
Yeah.
And that's all she really cares about right now.
Hey man, I got to give it to you. Props. That was good, man. She's basically in the bonus round now, man. Busy, not really checking. She's cool.
Just cool.
You did good, Dad.
She does say when she's at the student union, she says there are guys come up to her, wanted her phone number and stuff, and she tells them no. And they're like, "Oh, come on." She's like, "No." She doesn't, She goes, "They're so annoying."
You're like,
yeah. I said, well.
Yeah, they really are.
So we've pulled up, we can pull up the cameras now here in my office at home with the schools there. So that's kind of a good thing. Hey, did you see Best Man Holiday yet?
Yes, I did, man.
And what'd you think? Better than the first one? Just as good? Not as good?
I think it's not one of those kind of movies to me that just, I compare because it's just like, first of all, it was 15 years ago. Good gracious. But the fact that the actors look great, it was feel good kind of thing. And
don't you just hate Morris Chestnut?
Oh man, yeah. I was thinking about this. So for the movie, he had to get ripped up.
Yeah.
And it's just like he's like 42 years old, man. He's playing he's playing in the NFL, and so yeah, man. All those guys are great. Everybody. I mean, it was really. I thought it was well done. I think it's going to do real well at the box office. It's got the strong support, and it's just good. Just to the premise of African Americans who are who are hardworking, successful, and in their early mid 40s, whatever. Just it was cool. I think it was very relatable for people like us, blacks and Hispanics, who are basically that same prototype. You just don't there was no gang violence or no drugs, as far as maybe some weed, but there's no the same hood scenario that happens in every movie.
Right.
The drama was drama that everybody has, not just specific to black folks. I liked it.
Okay. Because, USA Today caught some heat because in their headline it says Holiday nearly beat Thor as race-themed film soar. That was the original headline on Twitter, and then it got deleted, but people were calling them out for that.
Yeah.
And then they put then they changed it to Holiday nearly beats Thor as ethnically diverse film soar. I thought we were past that point.
Yeah, do you have to say that?
I mean, is that necessary?
You said as ethnically diverse films soar?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you have to. you don't have to put it in that category. I think now, again, in their defense, they would say we were trying to point out. Now, you know what? And it is race is such a problem that if you bring it up, then you're going to probably get smashed. So it's almost like on one hand, that is that's a valid point because I think people are surprised at the success that these movies that I think used to be labeled as black movies are having, you know. But when you say that, it's almost like you get fired on. So it's a no-win, really, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it is interesting. I mean, like, you know, the 12 Years a Slave and the different movies that focus on a topic that happens to be focused on African Americans, they've had, you know, overwhelming success. And the success obviously is not just black folks going to the movie, white people are going. So for the first time, possibly, you have this, and if you bring it up, but again, I don't think there's enough diversity and there's not enough conversations to do it. So that's why it ends up getting kind of like fired on because either, you know, like I say, it's not phrased right or it's brought, you know, the intention was maybe, let's say, positive, but they didn't consult anybody because nobody's there in their company to say, hey, what's the best way for us to tackle this thing?
Right.
And, you know, because there's no diversity in the editorial office usually.
No. And see, that's where the problem lies. If you don't have diversity in the editorial office, then you only have one point of view.
Yeah.
And so you should go out of your way to make it as diverse as possible. Exactly. Because that's the voice of your publication.
But they don't.
They don't do that.
But, you know what, just like I think, but there's also fallout when, like, you remember that McDonald's commercial, You Better Don't? When you remember that, You Better Don't. It was like and it got controversial.
Mm-hmm.
And even the Mary J. Blige stuff, I bet you, I'm not sure about this, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of the big African-American advertising agencies was actually behind the ad and they just kind of like, it just didn't work.
Right.
But it's kind of like, backfires. And then people are like, you know, because, you know, I know Gannett for many years has had the McDonald's, the urban McDonald commercial contract, you know, and but I think people would just assume that it was a white company that made it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. We do have an email here, dear guys. If you got, by the way, we answer emails as far as if you got a problem and regarding maybe your daughter, because we're two guys with 6 daughters, you can send it to advice@2dads6daughters.com. Use the number 2, use the number 6. All right, dear guys, my 18-year-old daughter graduates from high school this year. My husband and I set up a college fund when she was a baby. It's got a pretty good amount of money in it now. Well, our daughter announced she has no intention in going to college. She wants the money, though, so she can move to California. She says it's her money. She should be able to do what she wants with it. It's a little over 6 figures. My husband says, no way. I'm willing to compromise and give her half. The other half would stay put away in case she comes back home. What do you think? I'll be real honest with you. I'm kind of with your husband on this because I think there are not many 18-year-olds fresh out of high school who are mature enough to move. I don't know where you guys live, but to move that far away. Let's say that you live in the Midwest. That's a long way. If you live on the East Coast where Mark is, that's twice as far. So I would tend to agree with your husband because I don't know if she's mature enough. If she's the typical 18-year-old, she's probably not mature enough to be out in California by herself. I don't know that I would even, to be quite honest, to let her go. You know, she could always run away.
Well, Tony, she's 18. You ain't even let her go.
Well, I mean, you know, just because you're 18 don't mean that you have the right to do anything through a parent's eyes.
Well, but legally you do, though.
Legally you do, but if you ain't got no money, how you going to get there? What are you going to do when you get there? Are you going to start turning tricks? What are you going to do?
Well,
I'm just
you know, that's probably the number one answer.
You know, I would say no.
Yeah,
I wouldn't give her the money.
Well, I'm with you. I'm with you in that. I would say it's a college fund. So, I mean, if you decide to go to college, it's there for you, baby.
Yeah.
If you don't, then it's not there for you. I mean, this was not money set aside for you to go get set up somewhere. Mm-hmm. This was money set aside for you to pursue bettering yourself. Now, the compromise I'll make with her is if you want to go get certified in something or an IT, a school, or you know, if you have a valid something you want to do that's not college, that's on the table. You know what I mean? But it's something that's going to be a career. But if you just want to go to blank city, no. I mean, again, I would be open though for like if you want to get trained, if you want to get trained in something, if it's nursing or like now we're talking about a lot of the trade schools are coming back. I'd do it for a trade school or something like that. But
well, that's higher education though. So that falls in that category.
Something that expands, but not just get set up and move somewhere. I mean, you can do that on your own, and I have no problem with you doing that. Save up, and you can do it on your own. Or I might even give you the money to do it. But again, it have to be a game plan. My thing is at that point, you are now negotiating as a grown up. Show me what the plan is, and let's talk. But it's not like I'm just going to give you six figures to go out there and blow that you have no idea what you're doing. That just wouldn't make any sense. I'm open. I'm open if, back to what we said before, if the person is ready to take responsibility, say, I don't want to go to college, Dad. I'm open. I'm not. I'm open if you have a game plan. And even if it's like one of those things where you have a business concept or you're thinking about, if you're thinking about doing something, because you look at most entrepreneurs don't go to college. They have an idea that they jump out there with. And so if you're that kind of kid and you've been working on something and you need financing, I'm open to all that, but not just to go live.
What if she says, I want to go to college in California?
That's okay.
But after she has told you, I'm not going to college, I want to go to California, and then you tell her what you just told me, and then she goes, okay, I want to go to college in California. Do you trust her? Do you trust her? She might just be angling for the money.
Well, no, there's no money because I'll just pay for I'll pay the school. Like you guys are putting away for college. It was okay. I'll pay. What school we're going to? Okay, great. You accepted?
Yeah,
I got you. But I'm not giving you the money.
The check's not in your name.
No, you're not getting. Okay. You're not getting it. Well, throwback.
That dog won't hunt. I'm so sorry. Man. We are two dads with 6 daughters each. Mine are 29, 18, and 14.
Well, 3 daughters each.
What did I say?
6 daughters each.
Oh, no, 3 daughters each. 29, 18, and 14.
And I'm 9, going to be 13, and 11.
Okay. All right, so there we cover a lot of ground there, man. So that's our show, though. Appreciate you watching. If you give us a thumbs up, that'd be great. If you share, that'd be awesome. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, that would be just off the meter. Or as Mark said one time, that'd be off the sausage. I was like, what is it? What is? I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
That's when I was getting high. No, I'm joking.
No,
on life.
That's it. So, comments. You can send it to advice at 2dads6daughters.com if you want to. But we look forward to being with you again next week. So I'm Tony Scott. That is Mark Clark, and we will see you next time.